Hello students. Lecture 11. In lecture 11 we'll discuss reaction of Congress leaders on non-cooperation movement in towns, reasons for slowing down of movement in towns, non-cooperation movement in village areas, non-cooperation movement by the tribal people, and non-cooperation movement in the plantation area. So first article is the reaction of non-Congress leaders on the reaction of Congress leaders on non-cooperation movement. Number one, many leaders within the Congress were concerned about the proposal of boycott, and some were wanted to take part in British Council elections, which were decided to be held in November 1920. So at this, Congress leaders divided into two factions, into two groups. One who want to take part in non-cooperation movement and boycott British Council elections, and second, those who were willing to take part in British Council elections to be held in November 1920. So from September to December 1920, in 1920, September to December, there was an atmosphere of total suspicion, doubtful. Satyagrahis, people, leaders were not clear about what to do. So finally, in December 1920, Nagpur Congress session was called, and in that Congress session, a compromise was worked out on launching of non-cooperation movement, and many leaders were agreed to take part in non-cooperation movement. So, December 1920 Congress session, Nagpur, is also important for map work. Next is non-cooperation movement in the towns. Non-cooperation movement in the towns. In towns, who were the participants? In towns, basically, students, teachers, postmasters, lawyers. They left all British institutions as a boycott process. Council elections were already boycotted by most of the political leaders except Justice Party, the party of non-Brahmins in Madras. They decided to take part in British Council elections. Next, the impact of non-cooperation movement by means of boycott process was a big economic loss to the British economy. In 1921-22, British economy declined, export-import with India declined from 102 crore to 57 crore. This was the remarkable economic loss due to non-cooperation movement. And as a boycott process, people stopped wearing British made cloth and they started wearing khadi. This helped Indian textile industries to grow. Now, with this participation, there was a problem in the movement. Since students left schools, teachers, professors also resigned, postmasters resigned, lawyers left their legal practices in the British courts. But where they could go? They wanted alternative sources where they could go. Students wanted Indian schools where they could go for studies. And similarly, everybody wanted Indian institutions. But it was not so easy to develop all these institutions so fast. So all these students, professors, lawyers, teachers, headmasters, postmasters went back to the British institutions. Next is the movement in the countryside. Countryside means villages. It was the movement of farmers, the participation of farmers. In Awadh, Peasants were led by Baba Ramchandra, an indentured labor. Here, movement was against talukdars and the landlords who demanded high taxes and other duties on crop land. At many places, the services of Nai, that is barber, dhobi washerman, buns, cook, all these services were disbanded, and panchayats organized all these peoples, those who were rendering these services to Britishers or to British associates, all these services were suspended. In June 1920, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Baba Ramchandra formed Awadh Kisan Sabha, and within a month about 300 such Kisan Sabha were organized. And as the movement spread in 1921, the houses of talukdars, landlords, merchants were attacked by the farmers. And leaders at many places, Congress leaders informed farmers that Gandhiji has said that no crop tax to be paid to the British and land would be distributed among the poor people. So this was the movement or participation by the farmer society. Next is the movement by the tribal people. Tribal people also participated in the movement. Tribal people attacked on British institutions, on British officers in a guerrilla manner, attacking by surprising someone, guerrilla manner. It is a military war tactics, attacking on enemy by surprising. But since it was the violent method of tribal people, so Gandhiji did not approve it, and other Congress leaders refused to include the demand of tribal people. Basically, this was the movement against bonded labor, as Britishers forced tribal people to render begar, bonded labor, under them. Then Alluri Sitaram Raju emerged as tribal leader. He motivated tribal people not to drink wine, that local wine they were making, and to take part in non-cooperation movement on Gandhian principles and wear khadi. Then till the last, the tribal people in Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh, it is also known as Gudem rebellions. Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh, they attacked on British police stations, they attempted to kill British officers, carried out guerrilla warfare, and for them this was the meaning of achieving Swaraj. But as it was violent manner, so their method of non-cooperation movement participation was rejected. Next is Swaraj in plantation. Plantation area, we will go little bit back to the history. Workers in plantation areas were confined as per Inland Immigration Act 1859. Inland Immigration Act 1859 described that once a worker has joined plantation area as a plantation worker, then that person was not allowed to move freely or go home without permission, and permission was hardly granted. It was an indirect way of slavery. Inland Immigration Act. So when these workers in the plantation areas, these plantation workers heard about non-cooperation movement in the name of Gandhiji, they left the plantation area and headed to their homes, started going to their homes. Since they were taken to far off places from their hometowns, so someone were arrested on the way, they were put into jail, someone were made slaves, but hardly a few of them could manage to reach their homes. So this was the way of workers in plantation area. After this, one tragic incident occurred, violent rather, I will not say tragic. A violent activity had taken place in February 1922. A clash occurred between Satyagrahis and British police at Chauri Chaura. And Satyagrahis put police station under fire, in which 22 policemen were burnt alive. And after this violent event, British police started arresting more Satyagrahis and people, and even started torturing them. This was one of the main reason for Gandhiji to stop non-cooperation movement. Two other reasons were, already Gandhiji had decided to stop non-cooperation movement due to two reasons. Other two reasons were, number one, the Satyagrahis were tired by mass participation in Gandhian movements from 1915 onwards. That is in 1916, 17, 17, 18, 1919 onwards. Number two, Satyagrahis were not trained properly how to take part in a non-violent method. So Gandhiji wanted to train them by stopping non-cooperation movement. But meanwhile, this Chauri Chaura incidents in February 1922 happened. And after this, Gandhiji immediately called off the non-cooperation movement. So question is asked that why did Mahatma Gandhi decide to call off the non-cooperation movement? So these three reasons you can mention. Number one, Satyagrahis were tired by mass participation. Number two, Satyagrahis were not trained properly, so Gandhiji wanted to train them. And number three, the Chauri Chaura incidents, in which Satyagrahis put a British police station on fire, in which 22 British policemen were burnt alive. Next is the Simon Commission. Now by this, Chauri Chaura we discussed. One more thing, that is map activity. We discussed Chauri Chaura, February 1922. This is also important for map work. All these places are for identification. And this lecture's last article is the Simon Commission of 1928. Simon Commission of 1928. Tory government in Britain, society, there is a Tory society, government in Britain made a commission under Sir John Simon in response to nationalist movement. Since in India the nationalist movements were growing very fast, to observe, to guide, Simon Commission was constituted. The main task of this commission, what Britishers thought of, to look into the functioning of constitutional system in India and suggest changes, that the commission will study constitutional framework and will suggest changes. Second problem with the commission was that this commission was purely of Britishers. Not a single Indian member was there. And when Simon Commission arrived in India in 1928, it was greeted with slogans, "Go back Simon," and black flags were shown. Against this, an all-party demonstration was launched in India. Means every party, whosoever revolutionary party, political party, or whatever it is, everybody participated in protest marches against Simon Commission. And in December 1920, under the presidency of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Lahore Congress session formalized, and it demanded the Purna Swaraj to be declared on 26 January 1930. So December 1929, Congress session Lahore is excluded from syllabus, but the event is there. The declaration of Purna Swaraj to be celebrated on 26 January 1930, and it was held under the presidency of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Unfortunately, due to non-cooperation in the leaders and freedom fighters, 1930 went empty-handed, but 26 January was kept to mark the day. And when India got its independence, then 26 January was chosen as our Republican Day. So we celebrate 26 January 1950. We adopted our constitution and we became Republican. So that is the importance of 26 January. Thank you very much, students. And I'm getting a very good response. Thanks a lot. It means that you are reading all these, listening all these, understanding this. My aim only is that it will help you somewhat. I know that people like social science very less, but I want to tell you one fact, that if you are thinking of civil services in future, then my dear, you will study all these things again. So why not now? Why not now? Think over it, and thank you very much.